In the primordial days of Earth, when our planet was still young, a profound emptiness reigned across its surface. The vast oceans stretched endlessly, mirror-like and devoid of even the smallest water plants. The four seas lay barren, and the eight directions stood silent in their desolation. No animals roamed the land, no plants pushed through the soil, and no life stirred in the waters. Then came a day of transformation. The skies erupted with lightning and thunder, crashing violently across the ocean's surface. Fierce winds howled, pushing the waters into massive waves that reached toward the heavens. As lightning struck the tallest wave, something extraordinary happened. Water molecules shattered, recombining with nitrogen from the atmosphere to form amino acids, the fundamental building blocks of life. According to evolutionary theory, this moment marked the genesis of all earthly creatures. These amino acid molecules, through countless random events and combinations, eventually produced the simplest of organisms, algae. From these humble beginnings, the theory suggests that lower plants and animals emerged, again through random processes spanning immeasurable time. These primitive life forms allegedly evolved into fish, then amphibians, reptiles, mammals, and finally primates, the direct ancestors of humanity. Modern evolutionary theory, refined from Darwin's original postulations and supported by contemporary scientific findings, calls this process natural selection, the survival of the fittest through environmental adaptation. However, careful scientists have observed that if this transformation process occurred entirely through random events, without the intervention of any intelligent life force, the probability of its success approaches zero. One scientist illustrated this concept by comparing it to placing flour, chocolate, sugar, and eggs on a table and expecting them to spontaneously transform into a delicious chocolate cake after a series of random events. Theoretically, one cannot prove this impossible, hence the nearly zero probability. But practically speaking, no matter how long we wait, that chocolate cake will never materialize through random chance alone. If we consider the Earth's destruction cycle theory, which gains increasing acceptance, even the theoretical possibility becomes questionable. Before such a cake could randomly form, our planet would have undergone countless destruction cycles. Where did humanity come from? Where are we going? What is life's ultimate meaning? These ancient questions continue to both perplex and inspire humanity's search for answers. As humanity grapples with the origins of life, the prevailing narrative of evolution faces scrutiny from various scientific perspectives. The process of evolution, as posited by Darwin and refined by modern science, outlines a gradual transformation of life forms through random chance and natural selection. Yet, many cautious scientists argue that if this transformation were to occur purely through random events, then the likelihood of such success is infinitesimally small. Imagine a scenario where we place flour, chocolate, sugar, and eggs on a table, hoping that after a series of random occurrences, they will miraculously combine into a delectable chocolate cake. While theoretically possible, the chances of this happening are so slim that it borders on the impossible. This analogy highlights the improbability of complex life forms arising solely from random interactions over time. Additionally, if we incorporate the theory of Earth's cyclical destruction, which is gaining traction among scholars, the already low probability of spontaneous life formation diminishes further. Before life could ever develop through random chance, the planet would have faced numerous catastrophic events, effectively resetting the clock on any potential evolution. This brings us to a core question. If we disregard the possibility of a guiding intelligence in the evolution of life, how can we accept the idea that such intricate and diverse forms of life could arise purely by chance? Many theorists argue that this perspective oversimplifies the complexity of life's origins. In this light, we find ourselves at a crossroads. While the scientific community largely endorses evolutionary theory as the primary explanation for human origins, a growing number of individuals are calling for a more nuanced understanding. They suggest that perhaps there are other forces at play, whether they be cosmic, intelligent, or otherwise, that contribute to the tapestry of existence. Furthermore, the absence of transitional fossils, those vital links that would illustrate the gradual changes between species, raises additional questions. Despite extensive research, no concrete evidence has surfaced to support the gradual evolution of one species into another, leaving a significant gap in the evolutionary narrative. As we ponder these profound questions, the quest for understanding continues. What if there are alternative explanations that we have yet to uncover? Exploring these possibilities could lead to a deeper insight into the origins of humanity and life itself. When it comes to the origins of humanity, two dominant theories emerge, each presenting a distinct perspective: the theory of divine creation and the theory of evolution. The theory of divine creation posits that a higher intelligence, often referred to as God or a divine being, intentionally crafted humanity. This perspective suggests that if humans can create sophisticated machines and artificial beings, then it is entirely plausible for a superior intelligence to have created humans themselves. In contrast, the theory of evolution, championed by figures such as Charles Darwin, asserts that humans evolved from lower life forms through a process of natural selection and random mutations over millions of years. Proponents of evolution argue that our closest relatives in the animal kingdom, such as primates, serve as evidence of this gradual transformation. However, the evolutionary narrative faces significant challenges. Critics point out that, despite the extensive study of fossils, no definitive transitional fossils have been discovered to bridge the gaps between species. This absence raises critical questions regarding the validity of evolutionary theory. How can we accept that humans have evolved from primates if there are no clear fossilized links to support this claim? Moreover, the intricacies of the human body, from its complex cellular structures to the sophisticated functionalities of the brain, suggest a level of design that seems too complex to have arisen from random processes alone. Many argue that the elegance and precision observed in biological systems indicate a guiding intelligence behind their formation. Additionally, historical and archaeological discoveries have unveiled evidence of ancient civilizations that challenge the timeline proposed by evolutionary theory. Structures and artifacts that defy conventional understanding of human development prompt us to reconsider the narrative of gradual evolution. Are we truly the product of random chance? Or could there be a richer, more intricate story waiting to be uncovered? In light of these competing theories, The quest for answers about our origins continues unabated. The discussion surrounding divine creation versus evolution invites us to reflect on profound questions about existence, purpose, and the nature of intelligence itself. As humanity grapples with the origins of life, the prevailing narrative of evolution faces scrutiny from various scientific perspectives. The process of evolution, as posited by Darwin and refined by modern science, outlines a gradual transformation of life forms through random chance and natural selection. Yet, many cautious scientists argue that if this transformation were to occur purely through random events, then the likelihood of such success is infinitesimally small. Imagine a scenario where we place flour, chocolate, sugar, and eggs on a table, hoping that after a series of random occurrences, they will miraculously combine into a delectable chocolate cake. While theoretically possible, the chances of this happening are so slim that it borders on the impossible. This analogy highlights the improbability of complex life forms arising solely from random interactions over time. Additionally, if we incorporate the theory of Earth's cyclical destruction, which is gaining traction among scholars, the already low probability of spontaneous life formation diminishes further. Before life could ever develop through random chance, the planet would have faced numerous catastrophic events, effectively resetting the clock on any potential evolution. This brings us to a core question. If we disregard the possibility of a guiding intelligence in the evolution of life, how can we accept the idea that such intricate and diverse forms of life could arise purely by chance? Many theorists argue that this perspective oversimplifies the complexity of life's origins. In this light, we find ourselves at a crossroads. While the scientific community largely endorses evolutionary theory as the primary explanation for human origins, a growing number of individuals are calling for a more nuanced understanding. They suggest that perhaps there are other forces at play, whether they be cosmic, intelligent, or otherwise, that contribute to the tapestry of existence. Furthermore, the absence of transitional fossils, those vital links that would illustrate the gradual changes between species, raises additional questions. Despite extensive research, no concrete evidence has surfaced to support the gradual evolution of one species into another, leaving a significant gap in the evolutionary narrative. As we ponder these profound questions, the quest for understanding continues. What if there are alternative explanations that we have yet to uncover? Exploring these possibilities could lead to a deeper insight into the origins of humanity and life itself. The human body, with its extraordinary complexity and precision, presents one of the most profound mysteries in science. From the intricate structure of our cells to the advanced functionality of our brains, the human body is a marvel of biological engineering. Many scientists acknowledge this complexity, yet they often attribute its existence to natural processes devoid of any guiding intelligence. However, this perspective raises several intriguing questions. Can such intricate systems truly arise from random occurrences? To illustrate this conundrum, consider the widely accepted scientific theory that the universe originated from a cataclysmic event known as the Big Bang, which occurred approximately 13.7 billion years ago. Following this explosion, the universe transitioned from a highly ordered state to one of chaos and disarray. Yet, astonishingly, During this chaotic period, particles began to coalesce into atoms, eventually forming stars, planets, and galaxies. Among these celestial bodies, Earth emerged, a planet uniquely suited for life. As Earth developed, conditions such as volcanic eruptions and meteor impacts created an environment ripe for the emergence of life. Through a series of chance events over millions of years, simple life forms evolved into more complex organisms, culminating in the appearance of humans. However, this narrative of evolution raises critical concerns about the mechanisms that govern such profound transformations. It begs the question if evolution is driven solely by random mutations and natural selection. How can we account for the incredible sophistication found in human anatomy? Moreover, the lack of transitional fossils, those crucial links in the evolutionary chain, complicates the story further. Despite extensive research, no definitive evidence has been discovered to illustrate the gradual evolution of one species into another. This gap in the fossil record challenges the very foundation of evolutionary theory and invites us to consider alternative explanations for our origins. As we delve deeper into these mysteries, we must confront the possibility that the universe and life itself may not be mere products of chance. Could there be a guiding intelligence, a higher power, or an undiscovered force that has shaped our existence? The ongoing exploration of these questions encourages us to push the boundaries of our understanding. What if the answers we seek lie beyond the conventional frameworks of science? As humanity continues its quest to understand its origins, new archaeological and historical findings increasingly challenge the established narrative of evolution. The theory of evolution, championed by figures like Charles Darwin, has long been the cornerstone of scientific explanations regarding the development of life on Earth. However, a growing body of evidence suggests that this theory may not fully account for the complexities of human history and existence. One striking example comes from the Gabon region in Africa, where researchers discovered an ancient nuclear reactor. This remarkable find, believed to have been operational about 2 billion years ago, raises profound questions about the technological capabilities of early civilizations. Such advanced constructs challenge the timeline of human development that evolutionary theory proposes, suggesting that intelligent life may have existed far earlier than previously thought. Additionally, in the Cambrian strata of Utah, scientists unearthed fossilized footprints from a human adult and a child, both of whom appeared to have walked over a creature known as a trilobite. Given that trilobites thrived between 600 and 260 million years ago, these findings imply that humans coexisted with species long thought to have been extinct for millions of years. This discovery further complicates the narrative of gradual evolution, suggesting instead that advanced beings may have existed alongside primitive life forms. Moreover, the discovery of ancient cave paintings, such as those in Lascaux, France, and Altamira, Spain, which date back over 17,000 years, presents another challenge to the evolutionary timeline. These artworks demonstrate not only the cognitive capabilities of early humans, but also their rich cultural lives, suggesting a level of sophistication that evolutionary theory struggles to explain. Despite these remarkable discoveries, the scientific community often remains silent, hesitant to challenge the established paradigm of evolution. This reluctance raises important questions. Why do we continue to adhere to a theory that lacks definitive evidence of transitional fossils? Why do we accept a narrative that may not fully encompass the complexities of human history? As we reflect on these findings, we are urged to remain open-minded and think critically about the origins of humanity. The evidence suggests that we may only be scratching the surface of a much deeper and more intricate story about our past. In the ongoing exploration of human origins, we find ourselves at a pivotal crossroads, faced with two prominent theories: divine creation and evolution. Each theory offers a distinct perspective on our beginnings, but neither provides definitive answers to the profound questions surrounding our existence. As we navigate through the complexities of these theories, it becomes increasingly clear that our understanding of life is still limited. The theory of evolution, while widely accepted, is not without its flaws and challenges. The absence of transitional fossils, alongside groundbreaking discoveries that suggest advanced civilizations may have existed far earlier than previously believed, invites us to reconsider our understanding of human history. Furthermore, the intricate design of the human body and the universe raises significant questions about the role of intelligent design. Is it possible that a higher intelligence has played a part in shaping life as we know it? As we ponder these existential questions, where did we come from? What is our purpose? Where are we headed? It is crucial to maintain an open mind. The quest for knowledge should not be confined to rigid frameworks. Rather, it should embrace curiosity and the pursuit of truth. The evidence we uncover may challenge our preconceived notions and encourage us to think beyond the boundaries of established theories. While the scientific community often leans toward the evolutionary narrative, the wealth of archaeological findings and historical evidence compels us to explore alternative explanations. These discoveries demonstrate that our story is likely more intricate and nuanced than we have been led to believe. In closing, the journey to understand our origins is far from over. It is a path filled with uncertainty, intrigue, and the promise of new revelations. As we continue to seek answers, let us engage with these mysteries thoughtfully and critically, remaining open to the possibility that our understanding of existence may evolve alongside our discoveries. The following content explores hypothetical scenarios and alternative theories about human origins. It is meant to stimulate thought and imagination rather than present absolute truths. Readers are encouraged to approach with an open mind and critical thinking,